Hey folks, welcome to New Music 30, that show that gives you the lowdown on what's happening in the Indianapolis music scene. Special guest tonight, my pirate buddy, Sietch Ramshackle. Let's get straight to the interview.
Well, hey man, thanks for doing the show. Thanks for being on. Appreciate.
My pleasure, Brad. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't know what to expect. Like you said, I was like, well, send me some videos and see what's going on. And I knew you do a bunch of video stuff. Like it seems like you're always putting out more video stuff than anybody that I see.
Well, I mean, for me, the stories of songs go hand in hand with the audio. And so, I never really cared that much about videos, the MTV generation or the whole, to be a YouTube sensation, you got to have something visual. But when I started doing the May I Rise shit, they just lent themselves so much to it. And I was like, well, hell, I was a graphic designer for a while. I did web design and all that sort of shit. And I was like, I'll try it out.
Yeah, you seem to do a lot more of a production than, the closest I've had to what you've got going on in production has been rappers.
Yeah.
Like those dudes are not fooling around. Like there's some pretty sick, full on independent movie style production stuff going on in the rap game in indie.
Well, yeah, and I'm not that big of a hip hop fan. I mean, I like the hip hop that I like, but I wouldn't say that I listen to it all the time. But the Sietch Ramshackle kind of brand, I hate to use that word, but the Sietch Ramshackle music is really kind of me rapping. It's just storytelling. Dirty's Block, Pocket Fuzz, and May I Rise. And so it's actually kind of funny. I've been kind of told that I have almost kind of a spoken word style of singing, kind of like Hendrix,
Sure.
And so it lends itself really well to that graphical or to the visual shit. But yeah, I can definitely see that. I really love, you said production value. It's me with like a Sony Handycam and software, but what I love to do is to put a lot of thought into what the French called the mise en scene. And that's all the prop work and all the shit in the background and all the kind of, he snuck that shit in there if you look hard enough. So.
Yeah, that's cool. You don't see a lot, I think a lot of independent artists are scared to do stuff like that. I don't know why. The technology's literally in your pocket these days. I mean, if you have an iPhone, there is no reason you can't have a decent, cool ass video. iMovie will do just fine with all the, yeah, you can't do the like, hey, this video has 4 Sietches. You can't do the like layering thing like you did in May I Rise. But okay, that's one thing you can't do, but here's about 50 other things you can do.
Well, and Brett, you and I are fortunate to kind of have a lot of younger musicians that we hang with. A lot of people kind of stick to their whatever, but I mean, we kind of hang out with everybody. And one of the things I've noticed about a lot of people nowadays, younger people, is that they really go the safety route when it comes to the marketing. I'm not talking Slipknot or, Marilyn Manson type over the top shit, but like, why not do a video that kind of makes people kick back, not just have it, hey, it's me playing a guitar in front of a dumpster fire with, some big titties and a whatever walking by, and this is where I might sound a little whatever, but I think it kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of intellectual, non-intellectual content that a lot of stuff is out there nowadays. And you and I talk all the time about, how anybody can kind of throw something on YouTube and anybody can string some chords together and God bless them. God bless them, but I want to hear a song about the nothingness of being, or I want to hear an allegory about like a fucking like Grecian warrior that woke up in a strip mall. Did you notice I got closer so it would be like we were being more intimate and like, yeah. Like somebody once asked me what my reason for playing music was, and it was to do everything in a non-conventional way. Like convention to me is anathema. And if you want to do convention, do it. There's people that do great shit with convention. There's songs that I go, that sounds like something I've heard, but it's still super dope. And that's cool and all. And so, it's just a matter of taste, and it's a matter of, when you get to a certain old man's club, like you just said, you've kind of heard even the twists on convention 1,000 times.
Yep, exactly.
There's so many people that are like the live show experience is the only experience, and it's a great experience. But for a recording artist, that record or that recording of that session should be your Mona Lisa. And why would you want to limit yourself when because a lot of ideas come to you in the studio, and
right.
Sure, you might not be able to pull that shit off on a stage, but like I said, so I always put the bar at, I listen to the albums, and that's where I say they had the time, they had the thought processes, and they had everything, and they could say, this is what we want as this. Right. And then everything after that is sort of a riffing off of it. There's a little secret to my stuff, and ever since Rise and up through You Are in Control and into the new project and stuff like that, I always toss something in every song. Like every song of mine you can go through, and I call it my I'm fucking with musician moment. And so it's actually a little signature I like to toss in there. And it might be time, it might be a note, it might be just a complete kind of whatever, but if somebody kind of digs into my shit after watching this, kind of look for those fuck with musician moments, because I don't know, it's just fun to do that as a musician at a certain place in life. You have to do that, because otherwise you're just fucking punching the clock or phoning it in, and
right.
That for me, since I'm, freed from any desire to be with some big label or to have, backing. I mean, I do shit all myself, and so I'm able to get away with that shit. And I don't think I could exist without that. I mean, I'd be a fucking car wash technician or some shit.
Right.
Because why make music? I always say, there's a million people doing ordinary, and that's good, because there's an audience for that. Right. It's kind of like somebody was slamming some musician the other day, and I said to them, but what you don't understand is that to somebody that song really affected them. And it wasn't some esoteric fucking chord change, and it wasn't some crazy, it was just the mentioning of a tomato on the ground or something, So I don't know. Yeah, we can get thoughtful, but my world is crazy and cacophonous and mathematical, and but that's just how I hear it. May I Rise would be sort of, I mean, that was kind of the video that I did that really kind of hit the scene, because before that I'd been gigging out and I'd done a couple of things, but there wasn't kind of this real, who is this fucking guy? Because I came from out of Indy. I disappeared for years and years, and I just came back, and then I dropped that. And so that song for me dovetails with what we were talking about, almost that spoken word component to how I view music. For me, lyrics have to be really good for me to pay attention to them. And so when I decided to be a non-instrumental guy, and when I decided to actually try to craft what I would consider commercial Sietch music, the stable verse chorus stuff, I wanted the lyrics to, one of my favorite songwriters is Tom York from Radiohead, because he does so much with so little space, and if you have a song like Everything in Its Right Place, he has a line where he just says, yesterday I woke up sucking a lemon. But he goes, yesterday I woke up sucking a lemon. Yesterday I woke, and he syncopates it, and he does this percussive stuff. And so when I realized I was going to have to do the singing work for me, because I don't get along very well with singers. Sorry, singers, but tone the ego down a notch. Because I'm a producer, I'm an earner, dude. I just love to make fucking music and make lots of it. I ain't got time to anyway.
Send me an invite to dinner. I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to wear, because I don't trust your food and I don't watch your news. Your justice is just ice sculptures melting, unevenly weighing down scales. Well, I don't want your help and I don't need your advice. It's all just lice, infesting walks as it's swept away, like Scout Samson on a windy day. I don't obey, cause I don't need a handout, and I don't reach for your hand up. I just bootstrap and march myself merrily the fuck away. cause I don't obey what you foist upon us as culture today. Your coin-operated artists struggle to maintain the masquerade. Well, I don't have faith. Don't wag a finger, don't you dare pass a law. Your desire to limit my options is to facto your biggest flaw. You conscript by prescription, and you prohibit any second opinion while making money by dumbing down.
Can I come to dinner? Sharing the feast on your finest silverware. I lock myself into this place set in, where my appetites are parroted, always wedded well. It's one course after another. Explain again why I should even bother, oh, to walk on down to you. Walk on down to you. Man, I walk down to you. So please do pass the pepper. My sincere compliments to your expert butchers. Oh, it's such a fine home and such a rich table. And may I be excused? May I rise if I'm able to? Sorry, but I didn't bring any wine. Wasn't really sure what kind. Oh, well, with all your guests and all their piles of salted swine plus, just couldn't find the time. 'Cause I was already walking the fine line. Get to your table, which is set under the mother of all time table. See the napkin still there on the floor where I dropped it. I stopped spitting into it 'cause I couldn't hide it anymore. The footsteps headed towards the door promised me so much more if I just follow them as they walk on by. Oh, but I walked on down to you. Man, I walked on down to you. Yeah, I walk down to you. 'Cause I ain't got faith in your food. And all your dinner table gossip's gone destroyed my mood. Man, I'd rather let the microbes win than to let one of you sham and stick a needle in. So just get out of my way. Don't expect me to pay for my own grave. I won't be covered in dirt. Just to keep my head barely floating above your waves. Whoa, no, no, no. 'Cause man, I ain't got faith in your food. Walk on down to you.
it's super hard. I guess the thing I'm grateful for is that because I've been told I can be kind of a motivated son of a bitch, you know, and it's one of those things. I'm grateful that the projects that I've been in, they've at least come to a fruition, you know, an EP, you know, this, that. And so it didn't just, you know, I mean, how many times have you been in a project where you put so much effort into it, practice, rehearsal, all this shit, and it never even completes the album phase?
Sure.
You know, that's what kills me, and that's what I refuse to do. Like, I'm going to have a product. I'm going to have something worthwhile to listen to. So,
sure.
You know, if it dies after that, I'll just move on. I'm flexible. You know, Mr. Slimmer, I've always said, you know, long gone are the days where I thought I was going to be the next big fucking thing, right? And anybody that wants that, quite frankly, more power to you.
Right.
But like all I want to be is I want to be that mid-level music guy, you know, and I want to be able to pick up the phone and book a gig in Oklahoma or book a gig in Nebraska or book a gig in LA. And, you know, I can actually pick up the phone and I'm almost there. It's cool, you know, because I've actually just done the fucking work and I can call up Texas and be like, hey, you there? You know, and I want, you know, kind of like Dick Dale, you know, how he was just going around and hitting the melody in and then all these little clubs. You know, that's the music life I want. I would be more than content to just be some guitar player playing sloppy jazz on a Wednesday night at 4 a.m.
Sure.
You know, because I can't, I'm doing this till I die, buddy. You know, this is me. This ain't a hobby for me. At the end of this conversation, for me at least, as a thinker, I guess, you know, what it comes down to is you're either in this for the art of the matter or you're in it for the other thousands of components that, you know, it either makes you feel big or you want the money or you want whatever. And that's fine. Again, you know, I mean, people make money selling cars, you know, make money making music. But, you know, the people that I admire and the people that I hope, you know, kind of get me is, you know, the world's a shit show, you know, and there's really not much of a hope for it unless, you know, you start listening to people that are really trying to disrupt every part of it. You know, the music scene, the art scene, the literary scene. And I just don't know how to even communicate anymore to people who really don't have that investigative or that curious mind.
Right.
And, you know, that again, so, I mean, but I have no ego, like legit. I don't give a shit about my life. You know, I know I come across as brash or whatever, but for me, life has always been about investigation and solution. And so many people get lost in the investigation of it that they forget that, you know, a farmer can come up with a whole bunch of fucking ideas, but eventually you got to pull the beans out of the fucking dirt, you know?
Right.
Maybe this one will make it in, but I'm going to be pretty serious because notice I'm wagging my finger at the screen. Y'all that really love the arts and music as spectators, you know, like we all have skills and maybe yours aren't in the arts, but you really love it and all that. You got to be really careful about crushing us. You got to be really fucking careful about crushing us because wearing a t-shirt ain't enough. And, you know, so really support us because it's bad for us right now. So,
right. Yeah. I don't think people
you love
really,
is going to go away, you know?
I don't think people understand, you know, like as much as people are like engulfed by the social media, I don't think as many people understand how it really works on our end.
Yeah.
Just a simple interaction with any post that we do is help.
I have 316 open Facebook Messenger threads between venues and other musicians and fucking shit. It's like it's a full-time job. I just had a guy over here that I'm working on, Nervous Hermes,
Mm-hmm.
and I sat him down and I recorded 3 videos of him. Took an hour and a half, and then you got to edit it, and then you got to do all this shit. I mean, holy shit. An artist is their own HR department, their own accounting department, their own creative department, their own CEO, their own CFO, their own transportation, logistics. It hurts people. Help us.
Right.
Throw us a life vest. It's because we're walking down the street and like we're supposed to be talented. We're supposed to just play the music that you love, but we're forced to also be all these maniacal, schizophrenic fucking personalities.
Sure.
And if like literally people, see, I'm talking to this like fictional audience that, you know, it's like, hi, Fred. But it's like literally 30 seconds before showtime, I'm still thinking about what I just talked to the venue owner about, how the lighting is going to operate, I mean, all these thousands of things, much less what the fucking song lyrics and the notes are. The fact that we can ever nail a song on stage is impressive. Well, I sent you one of my favorites, which is Johnny Likes to See the Big Bomb Go Boom. And that was actually, I had 4 albums that I released in a year before I even got back into music. Like, nobody's heard them and stuff. And so when I was working on the You Are in Control album, somebody I really care about said that was their favorite song of mine that I've ever done. And so I was like, okay, but it was in this weird form. And so I was like, okay, so how do I kind of keep the groove and kind of keep the power of it? Because it's a real important song. Going into my past and some time overseas and some, love interests and some different, I mean, there's a lot in the lyrics, even though the lyrics just about a bomb talking about how it's falling towards the ground, it's sentimental song to me. And so, that was in my mind as commercial and cool as I'll ever get. So for me, Johnny Likes to See the Big Bomb Go Boom is as good as I'll get trying to be normal. So Johnny, for me, juggles all of those things. It kind of juggles my experience with like violence. It mirrors the global human penchant for wanting to inflict damage, even in love. So, we were talking lyrics earlier, but so, I'm going down over your shithole town, won't you come with me, because Johnny likes to see the big bomb go boom. And it's almost this protagonist who, no matter how, how much he wants to be good, that overwhelming detonation is really at the end of the day all he's interested in. I'm really proud of that one. I'm not going to lie, because I spent a lot of time in the studio on that one. And like, I intentionally tried to tweak my voice. And I did like double layers of vocals and stuff. Cause at the end of the day, let's be honest, I'm not a singer or whatever, but what I do have is character and kind of personality in my voice or whatever. And so I really milked it on Johnny's, because I was like, I wanted it to sound like I was kind of like a speaker inside the bomb coming through the metal casing.
Sure.
So it gave the bomb a little bit more, even more kind of oomph and power to it. And then if you notice, I kind of sing, if you watch the video, it's my head's just all over the place. And I was trying to kind of convey that just fuck all thrill that a bomb probably has, right? I mean, it's going to die. I mean, it's going to fucking explode and be no more. So like, it's kind of like the drunk dude with the gun that walks into the bar, he's like, I'm probably going to die, but fuck, it's going to be fun.
So where are you recording in the same studio all the time? Do you do a bunch of stuff? Do you do stuff at home, or you said Uptown? Is that like where you've been doing?
Yeah, Chris Fricks is a master and all of that for the new Loiter Sack stuff, because he's really super busy and he got into like coding and stuff. So I'm not sure where we're going to wind up. I've talked to Playground, I've talked to Pop Machine, I've talked to a couple other studios, and Loiter Sack. Let's just dive into that real quick. Yeah, but it's like. Cool. For me, Loiter Sack is me going away from Sietch as the front man and Sietch as the vocalist, because it's an instrumental album. And at the end of the day, we all have our core influences. And for me, it was the instrumental guitar gods, be it in rock or be it in jazz or be it in whatever. And so I don't know, like I know that I really need to have a producer that is going to be amenable to me being hyper fixated on it, because one, the music, this is the first project where the music is like something that I would love to listen to. I love all my shit, but at the end of the day, it was rocky and it was meant to have impact and effect. And this stuff is so complicated and so finely balancing, on the notes and on the sheet music and on the performance. I mean, it's like Al Di Meola and Zappa and Pat Metheny and the old guys and Satriani, the hyper fixated runs. And so I have no idea about the studio yet. I know we're going in October. And I've got Adler Burton again. I've got Ren Graywolf again. And then to help me out on guitar, I've got the amazing Tyler Schutler from Dino Launch. Yeah, so I'm super excited about it. And quite frankly, this is probably going to be the me that I'm going to be for the rest of my life. You know, going back to that, I want to be that mid-level, kind of well-respected musician that can always gig somewhere. You know, I'd rather walk in as a guitar player, you know, and somebody that can hang with the big boys like I have since I was 16. You know, I mean, I was going into jazz clubs and holding my own, you know. But it's the Midwest, you know, and you got to play rock and roll or you got to play country. So I'm saying fuck all that now, you know, and I'm super excited about it because, Brent, this music's going to be dope. Like one of the things that's super cool about Loiter Sack is that we're actually putting as much time into the live show as we are to, you know, like, but we're going to have like props and we're going to like, it's going to be like a Zappa experience. You know, we're really, because each song is kind of a cast of characters, if you will. And so we're going to have, you know, the projections and sort of the Pink Floydy stuff. And we each have kind of roles that we're going to fulfill on stage to further the live show across. So
tell everybody where they can find your stuff online. I know you got obviously you got a YouTube channel, all that stuff. Is it all floating somewhere?
Yeah, there's
the Spotify's and all that stuff too.
I'm on Spotify. I kind of avoid the free stuff like SoundCloud and Bandcamp, but you can find me on Apple, you know, iTunes and Amazon and Spotify and all that good jazz. But the one kind of stop shop for all things Sietchian is www, and then my name, which is difficult, but sietchramshackle.com. And I took the plunge and I got the URL just because there's so many places to find people. I figured it would almost just kind of be the Grand Central Station. But I'm on Facebook, Sietch Ramshackle. And Instagram, Sietch Ramshackle, you'll see pictures of my smudgy and me in a lake. And so, all right, man, I think I'm going to get some food in me. I'm starving, but I can't thank you enough for, you know, thinking me worthwhile enough to have on your show.
Well, thanks for being on. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, here's a free smudge for you. Hold on. What's that smudge? Brent.
What up, smudge? What up, smudge?
Right on, dude. I will talk to you someday pretty soon, I hope.
All right. Catch you later.
Cool, man. Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks, that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you get over there to YouTube and follow our channel, New Music 30 Show. Don't want to miss any episodes, and you can watch all the previous interviews that we've done. Special thanks tonight to Sietch Ramshackle for hanging out for a little bit, and ultra special thanks to you guys for tuning in. I will see you next week on New Music 30. I'm Brent Schlemmer. Have a great night.